Why checking your messages first thing in the morning is the worst thing you can do. The minute you check a message, you're on somebody else's agenda. They are messaging you looking for something. So if you check their message and then you respond to them, you are not doing what's priority for you. Your morning time is meant to be me time. It's meant to be time for you to get yourself prepared for your day, for your success. You get yourself physically, mentally, emotionally ready for your day, and you do that by doing things that are good for you, not for other people. We know that people are going to send us messages late at night or early in the morning, or respond to something that we sent to them, and then we have to engage with them. That's not what people like Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Martha Stewart, Jack Canfield, Bob Proctor, Richard Branson, all these people have a morning routine. Hal Elrod wrote a great book called The Miracle Morning, and it's all about setting yourself up for success. So him and Robin Sharma and many others talk about this. And the research shows that every successful person in the world, doesn't matter who it is, they all have a morning ritual. Even Elon Musk. His might not be that long, or might not be that much physical activity, but they all have one. And the critical factor is you need to do something that gets yourself revved up. And so you can do physical exercise that will get the synovial fluids moving in your body and the oxygen flowing through your blood so that you can function and be high energy and focused on what you're doing. And you can also do some reading, writing, setting some intentions. And by the way, if you're going to set intentions, don't set them in the morning. Set them the night before. Why? Because when you set them the night before, your mind, particularly your subconscious mind, will have time to marinate and percolate on it. If you don't do them at night, then it doesn't do that. Because at night, guess what happens? You go unconscious. Your conscious mind shuts off and your subconscious mind goes to work. So let it work on the things that you want to have in your life the next day. If you sleep 8 hours, that's 8 hours of work your mind is doing for you while you're sleeping. So get yourself ready the night before. Set your intentions. Read them the next morning. Do some exercise. Drink some water. You're dehydrating all night. You're breathing, aren't you? And you're perspiring, so you need some fluids. Drink water as soon as you wake up. Do some physical activity, reading, writing, reviewing your intentions, maybe take a walk in nature, and then have a healthy, hearty breakfast and eat some fat. Your brain needs fat, so give it some. Don't try to, skimp and eat low fat or something like that. Give it some fat. Give it some good, healthy fat. Maybe some avocado or some walnuts. Those are great brain foods, and they're high. They have the good fat. They're high in fat and they have good fat. So those are the kinds of things that you can do in your morning. And by the way, if you want 5 tips to set up your morning ritual, I've got another video that you can watch down below. I'll include it. It's in the link below. You can watch this video, and there's a checklist so you can start setting up your own morning ritual and then start checking things off and create a habit out of it. And once you do, you'll notice a huge benefit and significant change in your life. Your business will get better, your health will get better, your relationships will get better. Everything gets better when you have a morning routine. How to deal with irate people without getting pissed off. First, you state the obvious. You talk only about what the problem is and what the problem is about, and not about them. Stick with the topic at hand. Do not get personal, and focus only on what the issue is. For example, perhaps a neighbor complains about leaves blowing from your lawn to their lawn, and they don't like that because they're anal. What do? Stick with the obvious. First, you talk about which way the wind is blowing, and if the wind isn't blowing from your lawn to their lawn, then it's not a problem. And also state the obvious, that you don't control the wind and you don't control the circumstances that are causing their problem. You might say something like, sorry, you're having a problem with the leaves. That's an easy way to deflect the problem from being personal to something that's an issue about a circumstance that you don't have any control over. Second, as I mentioned earlier, don't make it personal. Do not get into personal combat with them, because as soon as you do, then it's about being right or wrong. That's it. And that's what most of the problems are in the world, because people are trying to be right. And if they are not right, they will continue to try and fight to be right. And that's a conflict. Conflict only leads to separation. We know that. When two people are fighting, eventually they separate. So you got to keep them separated. That's the thing. You got to move people from conflict to separation fast. But don't take things personally, because when you take it personally, then you start impacting them, and then you have what's called cognitive dissonance, and you start saying and doing things that is going to impact not only you, but your relationship, and that might not be good. So you do not want to take things personally, and you do not want to go into the depths of the issue. You want to just stay on the surface and talk about the facts. That's the best things you can do. And then thirdly, you want to make sure that you do not get into emotional baggage about yourself or them, because once you do that, you will only cause more conflict, and then you might be in competition, and then you're going to lead to separation. So if you don't want to have a separation with somebody, especially somebody you're doing business with, or that you have potentially a business relationship with, you don't want to do that. Because if you can at least do this, if you can make them feel right about themselves, and sometimes it's a little statement like Chris Voss, who wrote the book Never Split the Difference, just make them feel right. Oftentimes I can put a situation, I can calm a situation down just by saying, you might be right. And then change the conversation. Or you might be right, and maybe we should look at it differently, or talk about something different. As soon as you say you might be right, or you could be right, as soon as you say right, they think, yeah, I'm right, and I win. And that's great. So then let them win. That's their ego. You don't need to do that. You can let them be right, but ultimately, you are going to get what you need. You may not be right, or you may not come out being right, but you will get what you need. So when you're in conflict with somebody, or there's a potential conflict and they're trying to be right, just remember those three things. Don't let yourself get emotionally involved. Help them to be right about themselves. Don't get personal, and don't get into any issues about what they're talking about. Just talk about the surface facts, just the details, and that's it. Don't get into, I think this, or you think that, or you're anal and I'm not. As soon as you do that, you've created a huge conflict, and then there's going to be an issue. And ultimately, if it's not really a friendship or relationship you need to keep, and you're getting text messages about it, just swipe left. Why getting physically fit is the most important thing you can do now. Einstein said that imagination is everything. So our imagination is one of our mental faculties. It's part of our mindset. So why am I suggesting that physical fitness is more important than mindset? Here's the reason. Your physical body is going to fuel your mind. Your body is the fueling center. Your gut is the fueling center. Your mind is the information center. If you don't put the right fuel in, then the information center can't work properly. So you need to put the right fuel in, and you need to stay physically fit and strong. And once you're physically fit and strong, then your mind can do what it's capable of doing. Make sense? So here's the thing. If you didn't know this, our gut has neurons in it, and so does our heart. So when we put the right fuel in our gut and we take care of it with physical activity, then our heart, which has neurons, is going to be able to communicate with our gut properly. And then the neurons in our mind can communicate with our heart and our gut. So it's all aligned. There's all this connectedness, and this harmony and synchronicity going on in our body between our mind, our heart, and our gut. And our physical fitness matters so much to that system. So as an example, if you don't walk for a while, then what happens? Your blood doesn't flow properly. Why? Just the movement of your foot alone will pump the blood back up to your upper body. That's why you need to walk and move every day. And if you've ever known somebody that's stuck in a hospital bed for any period of time, they want to get them up and walking around the hospital so they get that movement. Or they might even just take their foot and move it back and forth to pump the blood, to get their calves moving and pump the blood back up to your upper body. That's why you need to move. So sitting down all the time and not moving isn't going to be good for you. Not only that, when you build up your physical fitness, you'll have endurance. You will be strong. You'll have a stronger immunity system, and you'll be more confident. And when you get moving, motion releases emotion. I'll say that again. Motion releases emotion. So when you move, you release your emotions. You can regulate them because we have 6 emotions and we only like 2 of them. We only like excitement and joy. The rest, they show up when you don't want them to. They show up when somebody does something you don't like. Your children or your spouse or your partners. They do things and you don't like them and you overreact and you get angry, or sometimes you get sad about something or disgusted, and then you have to release that. So just moving alone will do that. Taking a walk in nature can do that, or just a walk in your neighborhood. But here's the unique thing, and I've been practicing this. I am doing about 1,800 push-ups every single month. And I'm doing over 3,000 sit-ups or core exercises. And it's only costing me 10 to 15 minutes per day. That's it. 10 to 15 minutes per day. Now I've built up over time, and I can do, maybe 100 core exercises in the morning, and also, 60 to 70 push-ups and, strengthening exercises. But it builds up over time, but only 10 to 15 minutes. I don't have to go to the gym for 45 minutes. I just do 10 to 15 minutes every single day. Every day, 7 days a week. Very little time, very little effort. Gets done. And then you get stronger. So, like I was saying, once your physical body is strong, your mental strength will be there, and then your emotional strength, your emotional intelligence will get stronger, and your immunity gets stronger, and then you can get better results in your life. You will have better experiences, you will feel better, you will sleep better, you will look better, and everything gets better as a result of that. Your self-image matters. And when your self-image is strong, then you can go out and do the things you want to in the world, because you'll have confidence and courage, and you will take the action, which is the competence. You will take action to develop that skill. So, a little bit of physical fitness every day can make a huge difference. If you're not doing it, start now. Now is the most important time. If you don't start now, a year from now, you're going to look back and you're going to wonder, what is this extra layer of fat? What is this donut around my gut here? And how am I feeling? Am I feeling sluggish? Am I energized? And so start now. And a year from now, you'll be able to look back and say, I feel great. I look great. I'm getting forward, moving forward in my life. I'm getting results, and it's all because I took action, and I am getting out and doing something wonderful for myself, and I'm setting an example for the people around me so they can do the same. Hope you enjoyed this video. Speak soon.